Dr. Tushar Patel, welcome to ITV Gold. Thank you for giving us your time here.
Thank you so much, Aditi, as always.
Of course, you are ITV Gold senior health expert, so we have lots of questions for you today. So let's dig right into it. Let's look at some numbers that are coming in today, Dr. Patel. We're looking at more than 550,000 deaths of COVID-19 with more than 30 million cases. My first question to you is, how are you observing these numbers, especially when CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky said that she is scared and worried about a possible fourth surge of coronavirus in this country?
Yes, so we are almost there, but not there yet. That is the very brief description of what is happening in this country. The cases are continuously staggering, is not going down. We almost have 60,000 new cases every single day from last few weeks. That is not a good sign. Number of deaths are getting better. Hospitalizations are steady. However, the number of new cases are concerning, and she is absolutely right that the way the variants are happening, we may get fourth surge in this country.
Right, and just talking about the variants, Doctor, I read somewhere today that the UK variant is immensely impacting the nation right now. Which variants are you worried about?
UK variants, we have almost 10,000 cases in this country with this new variant.
Wow.
Even people with vaccinations may get involved with this new variant infection. So we all need to be very careful. And the other variants are also on the rise at this point.
And are they is the vaccine effective against it?
So most of the vaccines, the Pfizer, Moderna, and J&J vaccine are effective. However, no vaccine is 100% effective, so we all need to be very careful.
Right, and when you are looking at these numbers of cases, Dr. Patel, experts are saying that a lot has to do with the young population of this country that is not currently following the 3 key CDC guidelines. What are your comments?
Absolutely, because since the beginning, we failed to follow the public health recommendations, especially the young individuals. They think they are invisible, they will not get the infection, they have immunity, and I think that is the false sense of security, and that is the whole reason the entire country is suffering right now.
Right, and meanwhile, Dr. Patel, a lot of states are currently loosening their restrictions of COVID-19 and even ending mask mandates. President Biden is actually urging governors and mayors to reinstate the mask mandate. How are you looking at this? How dangerous could this be?
It is going to be very dangerous if we remove that mask mandate from the states. What will happen even after taking the vaccine? You have to have the mask on. Otherwise, you will continue to have the cycle going on. The reinfection, the new infection, the infection with the variants will continue to go on and on and on. And I think we will not get that difference in the new cases.
Right, and while we're talking about this, Dr. Patel, European nations, some of them have gone on a lockdown. And this is very similar to what happened last year. Could we also go on a lockdown? Is that a possibility? And if so, what needs to happen in order for us to get this lockdown?
I think my professional understanding and belief is, if we behave, if we follow the public health recommendations, there is no reason for us to shut down or lock down again. However, if we have these surges like last year, April-May timeframe, we may have to go take some aggressive actions. The government has to take some aggressive actions to control the spread of the virus. And I think this is a very sad situation. We are almost there, but next few months will decide where are we heading now.
And just looking at New York City, Dr. Patel, we were once the worst hit from this pandemic, and the population is so intense here. But the New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio is saying that people that were doing remote work will now be able to go in person starting the month of May. Do you think that's too soon?
That is too soon. I think we all need to be very careful in going to work and taking public transportation, driving to New York City. Next few months, we all have to be very careful. And I think after June, when we have close to 70-80% people vaccinated, we can resume such activities of going to the office and mingling with people.
So right now is not the time.
Not the time, not the time.
Okay, well, we'll be following that up. Let's now talk about the vaccines, doctor. I have a couple of questions. My first question to you is, what according to you is still missing in vaccine research? What are experts worried about when they're looking at all these vaccines?
So all three vaccines, Pfizer, Moderna, and J&J, are good vaccine, good to go. We have those vaccines. However, the supply is in scarcity. Right now, the supply is not everywhere we need it. So that is the first thing we need to worry about, that the supply needs to be there in order to inject or inoculate about 70-80% of the US population. With J&J coming in with one dose, hopefully by end of April, we'll have 150 million more doses available for the general population, the young individuals getting the vaccine, and whoever wants to get the vaccine will have the vaccine by end of April. That will be a good sign, but we are still 1 month away, and if we continue to risk the population, we will have a problem.
And just looking at the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, Dr. Patel, people are still worried about the efficacy of the vaccine. It is lower than Pfizer and Moderna, who recently released that after their second shot, you are 90% protected from the coronavirus. What do you have to say to people that are hesitant about Johnson & Johnson, and how are you looking at that vaccine?
I think my understanding is with Johnson & Johnson vaccine, it definitely helps reducing the severe disease, moderate disease, hospitalization. So even if you get the virus, you may get the mild illness. So take whatever vaccine is available without questioning. If you have Pfizer available, take Pfizer. But if you have J&J vaccine available to you first, take that. And it probably in next few months by fall, they may say that we may need to take a booster shot of Johnson & Johnson vaccine or Pfizer or Moderna vaccine. And I think we have to follow that recommendation of the scientists.
Do you think people that have gotten their 2 shots, Dr. Patel, or the first shot from Johnson & Johnson will require another booster shot this year?
It is my understanding that it may come up like that because the J&J vaccine is close to 70% effective. So in order to get the full immunity, they may recommend to get the second shot by this fall.
And another vaccine that's been making news and it's waiting for its approval here in the US is AstraZeneca. Now, Canada today halted the use of AstraZeneca, again relating it to the blood clot issues that have been seen in this vaccine dosage. AstraZeneca has also said that they are about 76% effective against symptomatic COVID disease. How are you looking at this vaccine, doctor? What are the chances of it getting approved in the US?
So in the UK, 27 million people got that vaccine, and about 2 dozen people got the complications. I doubt it that will have any problem with the FDA getting that vaccine on emergency use authorization approved within next few weeks. I think I'm looking at by end of April we should have AstraZeneca vaccine available in this country as well, and I don't see any huge issues with the complications happening with the vaccine.
Right, but what are these blood clots that they're talking about?
So the blood clots are they still need more studies on that. It's too soon to tell that it is coming from the vaccine itself. It could be a coincidence. We don't know yet, and I think that may take few more months before we can definitely say that this is coming from the vaccination.
Right. Now I have some questions about what to do after you've been fully vaccinated. That is, if you've gotten both the shots of either Pfizer or Moderna or the one shot of Johnson & Johnson. My first question to you is it safe to travel right now? And is it safe to hold large gatherings?
Absolutely not. Travel is right now is not recommended by CDC. We should skip travel right now if it's all possible. Don't travel, should delay travel if possible, stay home if possible, and no large gathering at this point. However, the fully vaccinated people can visit other vaccinated people indoors without mask or physical distancing. They can visit indoors with unvaccinated people from a single household without mask or physical distancing if the unvaccinated people are at low risk or for severe disease. So I think it's a common sense thing. You are vaccinated, but you are still become a risk for people who are not vaccinated. So it's a catch-22. We have to wait until we reach the threshold of 70 to 80% people fully vaccinated, get that herd immunity benefit, and we can end this pandemic. Right now, we are still in middle of the pandemic, and we cannot take the chances at this point.
Doctor, when you're looking at these vaccinated individuals, what is the chance of transmission of disease between them? Or could you still get COVID-19 even if you've gotten the vaccine?
Yes, so the variant definitely can spread if you are fully vaccinated, because no vaccine is 100% effective. We have seen with flu vaccines all the time. People who get the flu vaccine get flu next day, 3 days down the road, or month down the road. So it is still a possibility. The chances are very, very minimal, but there is a chance of getting that infection from other individuals who are infected.
What's your biggest worry right now?
The biggest worry right now is weather is getting better. People started traveling. They think the pandemic is over. They can just freely move around without a mask. They can do the social gathering. My sincere request to people is just follow the public health recommendations right now. And I think we are almost there, but we have to be careful next few months.
Right, a couple of questions here for you, Doctor. I just have a few more left. Dr. Fauci says that federal COVID-19 guidelines will be much more liberal by 4th of July if US cases drop as more Americans are vaccinated. My question is, how liberal should these guidelines be?
So if by end of June, if we have 70% people, right now we are at 26% people vaccinated in this country, or 16%, sorry, 16% people are vaccinated so far. And if we consider 20%, 25% has immunity from the previous infection, we have about 40% people fully vaccinated or immune. So we still need to reach that 40 more percent people vaccinated. If we do that by June, I think July 4th will be a good weekend to celebrate.
And the debate over school openings continues, Dr. Patel. My question to you is, how important is it for these educators and teachers and staff of the school to get the vaccine prior to going back to school? The CDC has said it's safe to open it without them getting vaccinated. They have even said that 3 feet distance instead of 6 feet is also okay. How are you looking at it?
We have come a long way with school closing. I think next 2 months, if we can stay put, if we can get the vaccines to all the teachers and the workers in the school, and then open up the school, it's okay to skip this year, do the virtual learning. By September, we should be fully back to school in action, in my opinion.
Right. Today there was a big news, Doctor, on the pandemic and its origin. There have been some rumors about coronavirus being originated in a lab in China. However, it's been linked to the wet markets and, how they've been saying that the coronavirus came from a bat to human. What can you tell us about the origins of coronavirus? I know WHO has given its statement. However, the United States has expressed concern over it. How are you looking at it?
More research needs to be done before we can answer that question. I have heard that from few public health officials on a national level as well, and I think unless we have the definite proof and documentation, I think it's too early to say that it's coming from the lab. At this point, we just need to go with the theory which was developed before.
Right. And my last question to you, Dr. Patel, has to be about South Asian Americans. How are you looking at them in terms of COVID-19? And, we've been talking about the fact that they are at high risk. Are we still at high risk of COVID-19?
So we are high risk of COVID-19 for sure. However, the good news is many 65 and above and people with comorbid medical conditions, diabetes, hypertension, respiratory disease, asthma, all those South Asians are mostly vaccinated. That's what I'm hearing from people, that they got their vaccine, 1 dose or both dose, or 1 dose of Johnson & Johnson. So that is a good news. If they behave for next 2 months, just stay home, do the minimal activities outdoor, and don't go in public places, wear the mask, we should be good to go for South Asians community.
Actually, I want to do just one follow-up question, Dr. Patel. When you're looking at these COVID-19 numbers and everything that we discussed today, could you give us a prediction for this month?
I think this month will be very critical, means coming month in April. Two things needs to happen. We need to continue to follow the public health recommendations to decrease the new cases. And number two, we need to increase the vaccinations in all the states in the United States. And if we do that, I think we should not have a number of new cases going more than 50,000. The goal is to bring the cases down to 10,000 or under, and then we can call this pandemic off and we all be safe.
Oh, well, we're just looking forward to that day we're all safe. Dr. Patel, thank you again for your time here on ITV Gold.
Thank you so much, Aditi, for your time as well.